Good afternoon, and welcome to the last session of the day. I hope you've been enjoying the event so far. Yes, I see some nice smiles. That's good. I've been looking forward to this session. It's a topic that I'm really passionate about, AI and machine learning. And joining me today, I've got Mr. Dharmarajan Subrahmaniam. He's the founder and CEO of Impactsure Technology. He has got over 25 years of experience. He's worked in the industry, been associated with several startups, specializes in blockchain, AI, machine learning, business development, business transformation, digital transformation. So there are a lot of skill sets that he has. And the work that Impactsure that is doing today is really helping organizations leapfrog in the field of AI and ML. So very delighted that he's joining us here today. Very grateful that you're here today, sir. And please.
Thank you, Amit. Good afternoon. Thank you, Amit, and Zista Events for inviting me here today. A pleasure to meet you all. When I received the call from Amit a few days ago, and he was talking about a session to interact with you all, I was quite excited. And when he said that the topic that we would like you to talk about would be on beyond the binary, all about AI and machine learning. I thought that was sounding very cool, right? You know, it's as the trend goes, it's like, oh, it's sounding like a wow. Thank you so much for this opportunity. AI, ML, it's all everybody talks about AI and ML these days, isn't it? And when Zista invited, I thought, you know, what does Zista mean? According to me, I thought Zista means one of the meaning of Zista, it's about starting from the traditional roots. And from there, we are going towards AI and ML and digital transformation, modern technology, and things like that. And yeah, I run an AI and ML company for a living. But what does that mean? Let me start with some anecdotes, make it informal. When I wanted to talk of AI and ML, I don't know what you would have expected or what Amit would have expected, maybe come up with some PowerPoint presentations or something very geeky and things like that. I felt that I'm not going to do any of those, right? I want to keep it real, nothing artificial about it, keep it real, have a heart-to-heart chat with you guys, right? That's my attempt today. Just would try to bring in some anecdotes as to what is happening today in the industry and where are we going towards. So that's my attempt. So when I told my colleague that I've been invited for a talk, my colleague said, yes, that's exciting, and that too, I will be interacting with some of the intelligent minds of Mumbai, so I'm even more excited. So I should be prepared with some script for the talk. But then I thought, I'm not going to use any of the chat GPT for creating a script. It's very easy, right? I just have to tell, hey, chat GPT, I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence in a Zista event. Can you give me a script? It give me a script immediately. That's where things are moving. But my colleague Mukund told me, no, Dharma, you have to talk of something more interesting or more simple, more real. And he gave me a script. I thought, okay, let me come up with that script. Let me bring that script. And I took a printout of that. To that extent, I'm a little more traditional, not yet artificial intelligence there. Came up with the script and kept it with me. Yes, I do have my own imperfections, not yet perfect. Yeah, we are human beings, right? So I thought, let me keep it with me in case I forget. In case I think, let me have it with me. So coming back to the topic of beyond the binary, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what do you think? What is binary? Anybody? Zeros and one. What does that mean? 0, 1, right? I would say there there could be many interpretations of 0 and 1, either or, yes and no. Right? So we are talking of artificial intelligence, so beyond the artificial intelligence, so it is artificial intelligence and otherwise. So there are many ways to it. So we'll try to interpret from that angle itself as to where are we. I've been in this industry for, as Amit mentioned, more than 25 years, so you can guess they've been around for some time. So when I was a kid, right, when I used to play in the school, that was what, almost nearly 40 years ago, when television was first, television was introduced in India. There used to be a series at that point in time called Star Trek. Right? Amit may be aware of it. Now, I used to be very fascinated about that Star Trek because it had a cool device, like a telephone kind of a device. It was a flip phone, right? The guy used to do a flip phone, and then he would do all that, and then he would touch something, and then something opens and all that. It was very fascinating to see what was happening. Today, we are living in a world where there's actually all of those things have happened. Never ever imagined that such a thing would be possible. And today we are living in a time when all those things are available for you all, and most of you are probably born in that era, right? We didn't have mobile phones. We had all those dialing phones at that point in time. And then slowly, probably I belong to one of those fascinating eras where we have actually seen the evolution of technology that has happened from those huge bulky telephone devices to see those big televisions on our drawing room, and it used to be a prized possession at that point in time. And then slowly we saw the computers. Then when I got into my college, we were very fascinated to use a mouse. We had that mouse, and that was the first time we used the mouse and click and all that. That thing happened. So there was a nice infographic which showed how an office, a director's office table would look like. It had a bulky PC or a desktop PC with a bulky monitor. There would be a fax machine. I don't know how many of you have seen a fax machine. Have you seen anybody seen a fax machine? Seen? Right? You can send a letter or something from one end, and it will get transmitted at the other end. It will print out. So fax machine would be on the table of the director. And then there was telephones, there were many other devices on the table. And then that infographic, I don't know if you have seen it, how the technology has evolved, it shows that compression. Now suddenly that monitor and the PC came into one, it became a laptop, and then the fax machine gone away, and then the telephone machine has gone away, and then a mobile phone has come in, and slowly, it started shrinking. The table which used to be cluttered, the PC which was making noise, it had a fan, it would make a grrr kind of a noise. Now all those things have gone, and then everything got encapsulated into this one device, which is now omnipresent. And now I've seen a later version of that particular infographic video, which is now, this is also gone, and it has only some kind of a glass, which is being used for communication, which is used for whether you want to make a phone call, or whether you want to do a video call, or you want to browse through the internet. Everything is available in one glass now. So I have seen it till then. I have not yet seen beyond that as yet. But you get the drift. That's how the technology has been evolving. It is becoming smaller and smaller. And so you guys are in that technological era. Everything is about technology. Now, when we started our career, and when the banking technology used to happen, there used to be a lot of questions, should there be technology? Should computerization be done or not? Now, such questions doesn't arise at all. We have to accept and admit that technology is all around us. Now, how the technology is evolving, how do you use the technology? Where will you apply that technology in your lives? That is how it is now going forward. Now, another interesting thing that is happening is that the tech, the so-called tech, we were used to using devices and how to use the devices, and there would be tutorials for how to use those apps and all those stuff. Now, all those things are also diminishing. Now they say the technology is becoming invisible. What I mean is, you're not actually seeing the tech, you're only using the benefits of technology in a seamless way, right? Now, I want to pay somebody to you, you take up the wallet and give her money, that is gone. Now, it's just simple, through UPIs of the world, you just do a transaction. You don't even know, so earlier you had to open an app for doing that. Now the WhatsApp has made it even simpler. I don't know how many of you have used the WhatsApp for transferring money. You can just transfer the money like a chat. So so you don't bother about what is technology behind it and how it is being applied. It is making simple and simple and simple, right? It's all about customer experience. It is all about what they call as hyper-personalization. You want to do something as per your convenience, as per your preference. Technology is adapting to that and make it easy for you. It could be for communication, it could be for transaction, it could be for any other, for learning, it could be, so it's all around you. So technology is going to be there. So what is artificial intelligence? So it's helping you to do all these kind of transactions to make life simple for all of you. Now that's how simple artificial intelligence or machine learning or new technologies, I don't want to restrict to AI or ML, it's just say a buzzword, or it's just some kind of, it signifies the technology. It could be digital transformation, it could be blockchain, it could be quantum computing. Now they say don't use the word AI, use the word cognitive science. You may be, when you go into your higher studies, they'll say now slowly changing to cognitive science. That's the new buzzword that I'm hearing now. So it's going to, the new words will come in, new technologies will come in. It will help you upgrade your way of life. So that's all about technology or about artificial intelligence. Now we talked about 0 and 1, right? Technology, and what about non-technology? Now what do we do? Now if everything is technology, then how do we survive? Many times, I run a company called Impactsure Technologies, which is an AI ML company, and we go to a client and say that, we'll provide you AI and ML tools which will help you become a lot more productive, it will help you in your business, it will help you reduce manpower and all that, and suddenly they become scared. Oh, now it is going to reduce manpower, what will happen to our jobs? Now, AI is not about taking away somebody's job, it's just that things are evolving, things are upgrading, people also upgrade their skills to a different level. So to that extent, as I mentioned, technology is going to be around, it's going to be evolving, and how do you adapt yourself in such changing situation what will make you a successful human being, right? Now, so I want to talk about some of those non-tech elements which will help you in your career as you move forward, right? Will that be okay? So Now, I have known Amit for many years, and suddenly, I was pleasantly surprised to see Amit's call to invite me for this thing. And he mentioned that he saw some of the activities that have been doing in the social media. Right? Thanks, Amit, for that. And he remembered and he called me. I want to ask you a question. What if somebody is not in the social media? Many of you may not even be aware that such a person exists. Now, social media presence has become the most thing. And whatever the person puts in the social media is what is being perceived as the person. But the real person may be someone else. His personality or persona may be something else. So today, we are judging somebody seeing a social media or what is being available in the internet. And many times, that's what artificial intelligence does too. But we also have to remember that there is life beyond that. There is a person beyond that. There is a real person. We have to be aware of that. And that's where you may need to create the difference, right? Knowing the difference between what is artificial intelligence or what is artificial and what is real. Is there somebody really there? What is he? What is his personality or what is her personality? Why? So we may need to be aware of it. So today, with this social media presence and all that, of course, it has made life simple. At the same time, it's become a little more complicated in some ways because we start to judge by that. Now, when we talk of artificial intelligence and thing, I want to touch upon few aspects which you need to take care in the technology space and also as human beings. Right? Watch out for the noise. What I mean by noise is identify the zeros and ones, identify what is real, what is not real. So there are technologies which can be used for good, the technologies which can be used for otherwise. So you may have suddenly heard about deep fakes, which is making a lot of noise. Now, say I am running a company. I was approached by, I just want to tell you the story. I was approached by, say, a marketing agency, which said that they would help our company with lead generation. So it says, we'll give you, sir, we'll give you 10 leads for your company. All they needed was to create a profile, a LinkedIn profile of somebody, of a nice looking girl. Sorry, I mean, nothing, it's just that that's how they presented to me, with a profile of some person of so and so. So they named that person Lisa, L-I-S-A. Okay. Now this Lisa can be an Indian name, it can be an American name, it can be a nice omnipresent kind of a name, and with a photograph of that lady, and of course that person doesn't exist. The photograph is not real. It's just created an artificial intelligent tool which created a photograph of a person, and they created a profile in no time that this person has so much of work experience and all that, and said that this person will communicate with your potential customers. It will generate an inquiry for you, and then you can take it forward. So 10 inquiries in a day. So 10 inquiries sounded cool. It was um, encouraging for me, but at the same time, I felt this something was not right. This is not the way I would like to run the business. Right? If connecting, it has to be a real person. I don't want to fool the other person by saying that, by just clicking on that nice looking photograph of that person and then communicating nicely. Don't want to hoodwink the other person. Now, so that's where a deep fake image or a deep fake kind of a profile can create, it can be used in some way, but at the same time, whether it is right or wrong, I would leave it to you to judge. It didn't sound right to me, and I said, I'm not going to do something like this. I would rather communicate myself, right? So that's where you may need to take a judgment. What is right, what you think is appropriate in a situation, and what is not. So the technology will keep giving you good things. The technology will also keep giving you not so good things. You need to take that judgment, take that decision, what is right and what is wrong. So this was just one example that I wanted to say. So now that has now led to the deep fakes, and now even the Indian government has started now bombarding saying that deep fakes should not be used. There are celebrities who've started coming out. Say I got a message of, say, Tom Hanks communicating with me saying that a video, very nice looking Tom Hanks speaking. Right? Now that's again a deep fake video. So there are many such things which are there. So you need to watch out for such elements, which leads to a very important topic of what is called as ethical AI. As an AI company, when we start when I'm running this thing, what is right, what is not right? Not just for me personally, but in the business, in the activity that we do with our customers, and what is important for the customers. We need to take that judgment. And as individuals, you will also be in a situation, what is right and what should not be used. So use of ethical AI is very important. I'm just talking about these just to make you aware of what is it in store for you when you go ahead. I mean, it can be ethical AI, it can be ethical blockchain, it can be ethical quantum computing, whatever. But technology, what the limited point is, technology is going to change the way we live. It has been changing, it has been transforming. At the same time, you need to know where to draw the line, right? And it's changing the dimensions in many ways. For example, my son, he studies in a architecture college. So he's got a mix of art and architecture. Now, I was sitting through the orientation session of that institute, like how you are all sitting here. I had the opportunity to sit on the other side and listen to some of those wonderful talks. And when they talked about art and architecture, one bright student asked the dean, I'm interested in art and architecture, but I don't know drawing. Can I become a student, or can I become an architect? And I was very curious to know the answer of the dean. And the dean very nicely said that, of course you can be, and you will be a good architect, provided you do certain things. He said that now today, people no longer draw. An architect, where is an architect drawing with a set square and with a pencil and all those things? It's all AutoCAD tools and beyond. You have 3D modeling, we have many other things. As long as you are able to use those tools effectively, you'll become an architect, right? Now, that changed the perspective altogether. Now, what does that mean? So somebody who used to draw well and all those things, and thinking that, okay, I'm going to be a creative person, and suddenly these tools have changed the dimensions altogether. Now you have, earlier there used to be all those Photoshop guys who would make those nice looking creatives. Now, anybody can create those, right? Thanks to Canva and many other apps that are available. So the creativity part is also coming out, it's becoming easy. Whether you want to be a designer, whether you want to be a photo editor, or you want to be a movie editor, for everything there are tools. As long as you are able to use those tools effectively, you can do that. You don't have to have specialized skill for doing that. So again, there also now technology is taking over in many ways. What does that leave with people then? Now I don't need to write scripts. Scripts are available through ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 has come in. Now there are many other things. Your creativity is taken over, your everything is taken over. Then what is it for us? It's the real thing, right? I'm talking to you. That's the real thing. Your human-machine interface is going to be there. Human-computer interface is going to be there. Yesterday I was in a discussion with somebody. He was having some patch put on this, and he kept checking his app. So that was a some kind of a, it was checking his blood sugar levels on a real-time basis. Now, only thing he had to do was he had to whenever he had some sweet, he wanted to check whether his blood sugar level is going up or not. So he would do this, and suddenly the app will take some reading from there and thing. So he was disappointed about one thing, that every time he has to do this, it is not automatically reading his blood sugar levels without doing anything, right? Now maybe that day is also not far. That will also happen. You don't have to do anything, and suddenly you're standing there and you're having a cup of coffee or you're having an ice cream, and it will automatically tell you whether your blood sugar level is increasing or decreasing or whatever. So now today that is the human computer or a human machine interface. Now that's also, that line will also diminish over a period of time. It becomes simple. But at the same time, what I mean to say is, while that will become intense, human to human connect should not diminish. That is something which you need to ensure. As humankind, we need to ensure that connectivity is there, right? So not judge just by the social media presence, or not just connect through Instagram or Snapchat or one of those apps. Have a real conversation. That's why I'm excited about this talk today. I'm having a real conversation with you guys, right? And not just like a Zoom call or something like that. Right? That makes it even more real, right? In an artificial intelligence or a virtual reality world. Yes, virtual reality is going to be there. At the same time, make it real. So I was talking about that architecture conversation with the dean, right? So which lead that conversation, and in my own understanding, led to a lot more awareness to my benefit, I would say. Now the thing is, earlier there were specialists who were somebody who's an architect, specialized in architecture, somebody who's a lawyer who's specialized in law, somebody who is a public policy who's specialized in that particular area. Now with technology, now with thing, there are new opportunities that are coming in, right? Somebody who is an architect, but having an interest in computers, is there a new dimension or new opportunities ahead of them? Yes, of course, right? Gaming, virtual reality. Now, if somebody has to create fantastic gaming, now I'm sure many of you would be gamers, right? How many of you play games on the net? All? Many, right? So gaming is something which is exciting, especially your generation. And if you see now, that is also evolving. I mean, what we started as Pac-Man a few years ago, of course, I'm told that the interfaces of Pac-Man is still there in many of the new age gaming devices as well. But the new age gaming devices, or if whether it is a Clash of Clans or some other thing, you see complicated architecture. Now, one needs to know the nuances of architecture to create that game. Now, that's the blend that is happening. While technology is evolving, at the same time, the skill sets are also getting used in many ways. So, you can have a law and an architecture combination, or I mean, I'm just taking this example of architecture or something. It could be across disciplines, what I mean to say. Somebody could be a hardcore mechanical engineer with a public policy, and it creates a new opportunity going ahead. Right? Whereas earlier it used to be a public policy expert was seen as someone totally different, and where a mechanical engineer would have been seen as a totally different person. But there is a new opportunity that is ahead of us with such combinations coming up, and technology is helping to bring all those together. So going forward, there are many combinations are possible. Your interest, your passion, and then you do this, matching and then extrapolating, and then suddenly your opportunities ahead of you in the career is going to increase manifold. So it just depends on your interest. Now, talk of interest, what I would like to talk about, one skill. So one boy, was it you who asked about some skills? How do you develop skills? Skills is what is going to help you going forward. Now, how do you develop that skill? Think, right? Now, one of the skills that I want to talk about is curiosity. Why is something happening? The moment you become curious, you'll come up with many more stuff. So the dean, again talk about architecture, he said that you don't need to know how to draw, but you need to know how to observe, how to be curious, and make you think so that you can apply it in different ways. Right? Curiosity is a skill which you shouldn't lose, right? Because everything is now available for you in the platter, in the technology world. Certain things you take it for granted and you forget certain things, right? Many of us have forgotten to write, because thanks to all the devices, then the typing skills and all those things are slowly forgotten. At the same time, there are at least the mental skills, you need to keep it handy. So curiosity is one thing. Be curious, guys. That will definitely help you going forward, right? Accept the technology, but be curious. Why is it happening? What is happening? Be observant, right? Your observation skills, now that will be a skill for sure, will help you going forward. Creativity, right? Now, what is creativity? Anybody? Creativity. What do you think as creativity? Anybody? Just say. Presenting something in an attractive way. Nice, very nice. Okay. It can be in any situation, right? Okay. Any other perspective of creativity? Yes?
It depends on the person. If it's artist, it's about expressing emotion, and if it's engineer, it's about solving problems.
You talked about one more thing, which another thing. So artist looks at it expressing his emotion, but whereas an engineer will present it in a different way to solve a particular problem in a creative way. That's your definition of creativity. Fantastic. Intangible, converting an intangible thing, what is there in your mind, to something tangible. Okay. Any other definition? We have some fantastic definition of creativity, as simple as something creativity. Earlier, when you used to say something like creativity, it would be generally attributed towards art, and he's such a creative person because he's come up with an art. But art is already now available in Canva and many other ways, or there are AI tools that are coming in. So what happens to your creativity? This is what your creativity is. This is a skill that you should have, right? You should develop. The beautiful definition that you came up with, somebody expressing an emotion is creativity. Somebody solving a problem is creativity. Somebody converting something in their mind which is intangible. I have something in my head. Can I make it into something, right? Something tangible. Creativity. Develop these skills. Hone your creativity element in your mind. You'll come up with amazing stuff. You'll go beyond the binary or beyond the artificial intelligence, right? Creativity, problem solving. You mentioned about problem solving. Yeah. If everything is available, now there won't be any problems. Is it going to be like that? Problems are going to be there. How will you handle those problems? Right? So today, when Amit mentioned that I have 25 years of experience, and that too in a tech company. I'm running a tech company. Now my competitors are straight from college, right? A few years from now, you guys may be my competitor, right? Now, what is the difference? I have seen some more problems than what you may have seen in life, right? So till now, I've created, maybe my problem solving skills are a little better because I have a little more experience than you may be having. Hone that skill of, it may be simple problems, it may be complicated problem. How do you handle a problem in a real life situation? How do you creatively think to solve a particular problem is what will help you. Now, till now, technology is not there to solve all of those things. I'm talking about, beyond the artificial intelligence, what will help you become successful human beings or successful professionals or successful business people or students and things like that, right? So talked about curiosity, talked about creativity, talked about problem solving. These are some of those skills which will help you create more opportunities for yourself. Another important skill that I want to talk about is practice kindness and compassion, which is now not available, right? In this tech and geeky world, you're all now, it's what they say, that dog eats dog kind of thing. Kindness and compassion is going to help you. Now, these are some of those things which you need to keep in mind in the technology world. When technology is around you, you may be doing artificial intelligence, you may be doing virtual reality, you may be doing augmented reality or quantum computing or whatever that may come in the near future. Right? So, I want to talk about one more skill, okay? But before that, I want to talk about a story, okay? Are we ready for a story? Okay. Sometimes, afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock, it is boring time, so let me also refresh myself. A few years ago, I received a WhatsApp message about a story. It was a nice story about two young boys, two kids, Tom and Peter. They were playing in Europe. It is winter time, like now December, and it was a lake, and the lake was frozen, ice, and these two kids were playing on that, despite a warning board saying that there is ice below and you're not supposed to walk around that. These kids are kids, right? They are not bothered about any such rules, and they were just playing. And they were playing, and on that frozen ice, and suddenly that ice broke. That boy John got slipped into that ice and he started going inside the water. And he started going inside. His friend, Peter, he didn't know what to do. Young boys, small boys, and he was frantic, and he was panicking, he didn't know what to do, and he was running here and there, and he suddenly saw a tree, and he jumped up the tree, and then he broke open a big branch, and he came running to this boy, to his friend John, where he was going, and he kept hitting on that frozen lake, and he gave that piece of branch to his friend John, and then John held on to that branch, and this guy Peter pulled him out, and he managed to pull his friend out. Bravo, he did a fabulous job. And then he saved his friend, and later, a little while later, the villagers came around, and he saw what had happened. They rescued the boy, gave him some first aid and things like that. The paramedics came, and they rescued the boy. And at that point in time, one person asked, how did that boy manage to do something like this? Take a big branch of tree, bring it and pull somebody like that from that deep water inside. A wise man standing there made one comment. The boy could do it because there was no one around there to tell him that you can't do it. The guy just went with his gut, and he just did something which was impossible. So don't believe if somebody tells you that you can't do it, right? Go with your instinct and create opportunities for yourself. Right? This story reminded me of our own Ramayana, where it is said that when Rama was looking for Sita, and it was told that Sita is somewhere in Lanka. They were looking for somebody who can go to Lanka to find out whether Sita is really there. Right? Many of you may know the story, but just want to narrate one small incident from that. And so they were looking, with those monkeys there, they were looking for somebody who can go there. So it was then an old wise bear by name Jambavan made a comment saying that one person can go. That is, they identified, you know who it is? Hanuman, yes. The Hanuman is one person who will be able to go to Lanka. Now, and Hanuman has the capability to do it. But the story goes like this: Hanuman does not remember his own potentials. Somebody has to remind Hanuman to tell him that you're capable of doing it, you will be able to do. Otherwise, Hanuman doesn't remember. That's how the story goes. So Jambavan would tell him that, hey Hanuman, you will be able to do it. Go to Lanka. You will be able to fly across the ocean. And when Jambavan motivates Hanuman said, yes, I will do it. And he flew across the ocean, and he met Sita, and whatever he did there, that's besides the point. And then he comes back to Rama and saying that I met with Sita, and here is the token of that. This is the proof that I have met. Now, so it needed a Jambavan to tell Hanuman that you can do it. Now, in the first story I mentioned, the boy was successful because there was nobody around to tell the boy that you can't do it. And in the second case, there was this Jambavan who was there to tell Hanuman that you can do it. Now, it is your intuition. Listen to your intuition, which will tell you you can do it, and go with your intuition. Talk of skills. Intuitive skills is another very important skill that you need to develop as you move forward. Right? When you get ready for, I'm not getting into what you will learn. There are many things that you will learn in the super colleges that you will be going to. You have a bright future ahead of you. You'll be learning a lot of technology, how to do the technology, how to apply the technology, whether you are building something or whether you are applying the technology, the benefits of the technology. You may choose your career. But remember the ethical part of it. Remember the creativity. Remember the compassion. Remember the intuitive things while you get ready for your future. All the best. Thank you so much.